very high on the international stage. All the icons of this democracy we enjoy today, as well as countless enduring heroes who kept our nation's spirit alive through adversity. This moment is the fruit of their labor and prayers. To all Liberians at home and abroad, this victory is yours. Let us rally together to make this tenure a success. When Liberia sits at the council, it will be your hopes, resilience, and dreams that she will carry. I thank the Foreign Minister, and I'm saying this with all sincerity, at putting time, commitment, dedication, and we all, with all of our contribution, she gave us a standing ovation for It shows you what women can achieve when they are committed. We're very proud. As Excellency Madam Sarah Besloyanti, Liberia's permanent mission to the United Nations campaign teams in New York, Monrovia, Addis Ababa, and all those in the government who made this achievement possible. We say thank you. You have worked hard to open a new chapter in our nation's global engagement. As promised in our campaign, Liberia Voice of the Council will reflect our people. We will consult with women, youth, nationwide to ensure our representation is inclusive and grounded. This new chapter in our global engagement presents opportunities for growth, collaboration, and progress. I call upon all Liberians to embrace this moment, work together to build a bright.
From Monday to Friday, 9 to 11, Blaze Radio, they bring talk with the heaven. Ambassador KONAH RUFUS on the mic. For talking points, we go shine the light. Talking point for Blaze we day, 92.7 online every day. Politics, news and truth we bring. For Liberia, we go make you sing. We talk the matter, no go hide, no go run. From Monrovia to every town, we get the one. Issues we matter, we go break them down. For the people, for the youth, for the whole town. Talking point for Blaze we day, 92.7 online every day. Politics, news and truth we bring. For Liberia, we go make you sing. Ambassador RUFUS, he sabi the game. He bring the facts, no be for fame. From government talk to street side chats. Talking points, they give you all that. You fit calling, you fit talk your mind. For Blaze we listen, no one go blind. From policy to power, we go discuss. For Liberia's future, we all must trust. Talking point for Blaze we day, 92.7 online every day. Politics, news and truth we bring. For Liberia, we go make you sing. You tune in every night, don't miss the show. Talking point for Blaze, where the real talk go. Ambassador RUFUS, your voice, your friend. For Liberia's progress, we go defend. Yeah.
Okay, folks, let me say good evening to you wherever you are, however you are joining us. It is a pleasure to welcome you for tonight's edition of The Talking Point. Yeah, The Talking Point comes to you from Monday to Friday, and it is only on Blaze Radio 90.7 FM. So let me say good evening to you people.
From Monday to
My name is Ambassador Kona Rufus.
Blaze Radio, they bring talk.
Those of you watching us online
KONAH RUFUS
on Blaze Online TV, on Facebook and YouTube,
talking points.
let me say good evening to you.
7 online every day. Politics, news, and truth we bring.
So definitely we want you to just help us share the live video.
No go hide, no go run from all.
And let's see how best we can discuss Liberia together.
We come down for the people, for the youth, for the whole town. Talking
The matter of fact, today is April 9, 2026.
day.
There are lots of things we want to talk about, people.
For life, you sing.
Yeah, there are lots of things for us to talk about.
You bring the facts.
And the talking point is that area where we discuss Liberia without fear nor favor.
Calling if you talking
This is where we speak truth to power no matter who is involved.
to power, we go discuss for life.
So I love to say good evening to you wherever you are.
Talking points.
Again, tell us where you're watching us from, those of you watching us online, and help us to share the live video
For Liberia, we go
so others will join the broadcast as well.
miss the show. Talking point for Blaze, where the real talk go. And
So, yes, let me take this one down quickly. We are about to update you on some of the things happening across the country. There are lots of things that have been happening, but before to that's 50,000, sorry, 50,000 Liberian dollars to multiple winners. Today's the jackpot. Jackpot means you play with little amount and you win big. So you are playing with 200 Liberian dollars per ticket. Yeah, 200 LD per ticket. So put in your transaction. Yeah, for 200 LD, still a chance to walk away with 50,000 Liberian dollars on the talking point tonight. Remember, the code is star 799 star 9 hash. The more ticket you put, the better your chances. Okay? So put in your transaction, make your number visible, and let's see how best we will run to the dashboard to dish out some catch. But before we do that, let's get the first 20 people who are putting in the number of tickets. As soon as we can get 20 persons coming in right now, we will run to the system and do our first draw to get at least 3 winners. Yeah, 3 winners. So let's get 20 persons. We're putting in the number of ticket right now. Star 799 star 9 hash. You press number 2 for Liberian dollar currency or number 1 for USD. From there, you put in the number of ticket. Yeah, then you confirm with your mobile money password. If you do that, definitely we are going to get 20%. As soon as we get 20% straight, we run to our dashboard and start the draw. Star 79 and star 9. That's the code. So, folks, like I said, there are lots of things that have been happening across the country. Lots of things. So today, President Joseph Boakai, uh, he called the 4th cabinet meeting in the year 2026. Yeah, today was the 4th cabinet meeting, and the president called for transparency in the public sector. Definitely, again, he urged his cabinet ministers to lead with diligence, with commitment. Yeah, so I think that's a good one there from the president, where they'll meet and maybe to update cabinet on some of those things happening, every ministers, directors, to to update the cabinet. So we love to say kudos to the president. We hope that all of those meetings, the Liberian people will get the benefit. It will make the government to be more proactive. Yeah, that's what we are hoping for. So the press, you have Liberia expressed grave concern and unequivocal condemnation over the arrest and detention of 4 journalists by members of the traditional Poro Society through what is commonly referred to as the country devil in Magibi County. Wow. The federal journalist Elvis Gono of the Liberia Broadcasting System, Willie Joma of Classic FM, Akoli Nanakwala of Magibi Liberia online platform, and Ramsey Singbe, a freelance reporter affiliated with Daily Observer, were seized on Sunday, April 5, 2026 in KONAH community, Bolola Township. Well, according to credible accounts, the journalists were in area to provide media coverage of an inspection of an ongoing road rehabilitation project led by Representative Clarence Guy of Margibi County, District Number 5. The project site is situated near a traditional Poro shrine. The PUL considers the action taken against the journalists as a serious violation of press freedom and fundamental human rights, including the right to freedom of movement and the right to gather and disseminate information without fear of intimidation or coercion. Wow. So, okay. The forceful seizure of journalists by members of a traditional society under any circumstances is unacceptable. The act constitutes a dangerous affront to press freedom and may be construed as a form of unlawful detention. Yeah, so that is what the Press Union of Liberia, that's the statement they released. So G. Gabriel Wilson, that's Wilson Gabriel, he says he's filing from EW Junction Pins. You thanks for finding us. Our usual one of our ardent follower, KONAH Samson Kun, is watching from Nema County. Yeah, thanks for joining us, KONAH Samson Kun. Thanks for joining us. So, folks, we are hoping, yeah, our journalists will go do the work, then the country they will come out. Yeah, oh my word. Okay. Anyway, that is that. We are hoping that it will be dealt with uh, in a referral procedure, right? That's what we are hoping for. President Joseph Boaga has made additional nominations and appointments to government affecting the judiciary, Ministry of Health, and the William V. Stutman University Board of Trustees. The nominations where applicable are subject to confirmation by the Liberian Senate. The institutions and those nominated and appointed are one. From the judiciary, we have Councillor Talo Wei, Labor Code George, Nima County, Mr. Anthony Doyan, Traffic Code George, Nima County, Mr. Emmanuel T. Yenkan Marshall, Supreme Court of Liberia, Ms. Blessing Jebe Morris, Deputy Marshal, Montserrat County, Mr. Jerry T. McIntosh, Deputy Marshal, the Second Judicial Circuit Court, Grand Bassa County. We have a very long list here. We can't read all of them. Yeah, we just cannot read all of them. We do not have the time for that. Yeah, but first keep putting in your transaction as well. Star 799 star 9 hash. Like I say, as soon as we reach 20 presents, definitely we'll run to the dashboard to do our first draw where we'll put up at least 3 winners to walk away with the sum of 50. Today's the jackpot, 50,000 Liberian dollars. Okay, so this one is from the Liberia Football Association. You know, regular Liberia Football Association, they are into some electoral crisis, right? Yeah. The civil law court at the Temple of Justice has ruled in favor of football administrator and FC Facile president Cashier Anthony Court, declaring that he has the legal right to contest the upcoming Liberia Football Association elections, while simultaneously lifting an early injunction that has stalled the electoral process. The ruling delivered by San Circle Judge, His Honor Peter W. Beneweli, brings a decisive turn to a high-profile legal battle that threatened to derail the April 18 LFA Congress and thus plunge Liberian football into uncertainty. It is in its judgment, the court held that Cole, as a member of the Liberia Football Association and a former vice president of the body, possesses the legal standing to participate in the electoral process. The court emphasized that under Liberia's civil procedure law, it has the authority to declare rights and legal relations even in the absence of further relief. This forms the basis of granting the petition for declaratory judgment. Crucially, the court declared that COO has the right to contest the LFA upcoming elections and should proceed through the electoral process. However, the court stopped short of ruling on the constitutionality of the LFA's 2018 statutes and electoral guideline, one of the central issues raised in the petition. Wow. Judge Benewele ruled that such authority lies exclusively with the Supreme Court of Liberia, noting that a civil law court lacks jurisdiction to declare statute unconstitutional. Yeah, this aligns with established legal principles that constitutional interpretation rests with the nation's highest court. The dispute had earlier led the court to issue a stay order halting all election-related activities, effectively freezing preparation for the April 18th vote. Respondents, including the LFA Election Committee, had countered the court that court failed to follow proper procedure, including submitting his application for vetting in accordance with established guidelines. So yeah, that's the issue of the Liberia Football Association. Definitely, the court have ruled, the civil law court have ruled that Kasiako, who is the president of FC Fascia, that he has the right to contest. Due to the statute of the LFA that says when you have been convicted for a crime, you cannot contest. So since Kasiako being a former convict who served his term in the United States, uh, was halted or prevented from contesting in the upcoming election. So, according to Kasiako, he have already served his tenure for the wrong he did. Definitely, he cannot be punished two times. And he ran to the court, and now the court is backing him. The court ruled in his favor to say, oh yeah, he has the right to contest. But when it comes to the statute to declare it maybe unconstitutional or whether it is constitutional, the lower court say no, it is not their right, or it is not in the position to do that. It is the Supreme Court that has that responsibility to interpret any law in the country. So the lower court, that's the circuit law court, they cannot. So therefore, they did not interpret whether the LFA statute is in line with whether it is constitutional or not. They did not tell us that. So we're gonna see what happens. Maybe someone will run to the Supreme Court, and yeah. But as of now, the lower court has said he has the right. Whether the LFA will allow that or whether the LFA will definitely carry on the election, we are going to see what happens, right? So Mamandu Timbo Barry, he says he's watching from Zwetu Grand in the county. Thanks for following us, Mamandu Timbo Barry. Thanks for following us. So there are lots of things, like we say, have been happening. Folks keep putting your transaction. We're so wrong to our talking point. Don't worry. Let's get 20 presents. Right now we are looking for the last 12 pressing, right? 12 pressing. Star 79 and star 9 hash. Let's get the last 12 pressings, then we'll run to the dashboard to do our first draw. But this one is from the executive director of LACE. The executive director of the Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment, the LACE, Julius City, has dismissed allegation that the institution is politically driven in its implementation of development projects. His remarks come in response to claims made by Montserrat County District No. 10 Representative Yega Kolba and District No. 13 Representative Edward P. Flomo, who have both accused the agency of prioritizing projects based on political attachments. Director City specifically criticized Representative Kolba for misinforming the public regarding the entity's activities in 2024. He explained that while the District 10 lawmaker did present a project proposal, he simultaneously recommended a civic contractor to carry out the work, which, according to him, contradicts the Public Procurement Concession Commission building process that requires an open and competitive selection. Despite the disparity, City said LACE engaged Representative Yega Kolba for the implementation, but the lawmaker showed his unwillingness to start the project. City noted that the lawmaker failed to meet the necessary legal requirements to initiate a legislative project in his district. addressing concerns raised by Representative Edo Papiflumo, who suggested rather that his district projects were being deliberately sidelined by the agency. The Director General countered this by recording a formal communication sent to the House of Representatives in March 2024. During a recent radio discussion, the lawmaker argued that he did not submit his proposal because the House was preoccupied with a leadership conflict involving the speakership. However, the list director questioned the validity of this justification, pointing out that even the former Speaker Fonati Kofa, who was under political pressure at the time, so 79 and star 9 hash. Yeah, so let's get the remaining people. So today the House, like we said earlier, folks, the House of or let's say the both houses, today they went back to section on the call of the president. Mind you, President Joseph Boakai called uh, the House back, or the both houses, called the legislature back, so they will convene to carry on the Liberian people's work. According to the president, there are some urgent issues for which last year we talked about some. The one has to do with the printing of new banknotes, the issue of the supplementary budget. These are issues for which the president recalled the legislature. So they went to section, and remember, it's 10 working days. They are therefore, after 10 working days, they will be going back for their break. Yeah. But however, uh, another issue concerning this whole issue of Representative Yeke Koluba came out again as well. So the House began proceedings. You know, this issue of Representative Yeke Koluba exposure, it is one of the major issues or discussion right now across the country, people talking about. But before we go into that, let's also inform you the Congress for Democratic Change, or you made the Coalition for Democratic Change, have announced a major press conference. According to them, a major press conference scheduled for Monday. For Monday, the 13th of April. They're going to be having a press conference. You know, folks, a few days ago, we were on this platform looking at the role of the opposition, right? Yeah. We asked some hard questions. Why is it that the opposition, they are not speaking, they are not coming out, they are not really critiquing the government? We only see some figure from the opposition, like some of their members will just come out to express their opinion, but to get statements coming from those parties, the opposition parties. So then the CCOJ put up release on the social media. Few group of people share it, finish. Yeah. And we talk about it. And in our mind, we believe that the opposition, the current opposition, maybe they are sleeping, or maybe they are just weak. We talk about that. And we gave some instances comparing the past opposition to the current opposition. And we discussed that a few days ago. And right now, today we saw the statement from the CDC that they'll be having a major press conference. So that means maybe folks from the CDC, yeah, maybe they want they're listening, and they want to really start. Maybe they have realized that, oh yeah, maybe we're not really doing our work. But again, that's the beauty of the show. When we see any of those things, we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it. When you're in opposition, when uh, you are doing some things contrary or that maybe affecting the democracy, we'll definitely say as well. And that's the beauty of the talking point. Yeah, we speak truth to whoever that is involved into that. So yes, folks, those of you just joining us, this is the talking point, and my name is Ambassador KONAH Rufus. Those of you watching us online, like we said, just tell us where you're watching us from. We definitely want to know you and recognize your presence with us. Okay, so we are also on the show giving out cash on the Blaze cash gift away. Yeah, today is the Thursday jackpot where you are playing with 200 Liberian dollars per ticket or $1.50 and stand a chance to work out 50,000 Liberian dollars. So we are waiting for two of more persons to put in any number of tickets. They will run back to the dashboard to do our first draw, right? To give three persons 50,000 Liberian dollars. That will be the first draw. We're gonna get three persons to give them 50,000 Liberian dollars. So keep putting your transaction *79 and *9#. So let's see how best we can go into some of the issues we've been talking. Let's say how best or we are about to talk about. Let's see how best we can go into some of them. So this one, let's start with this issue of uh, Representative Yeke Kolba, his exposure. Let's start with Representative Yeke Kolba exposure. Okay, Eric December Porter, he says he's watching from Bannersville XT. Okay, Eric, thanks for joining us as well. So Representative Yeke Kolba, his exposure issue came up today. And remind that two persons wrote the House. Montserrat County District Number 3 Representative Sumo Moba is calling for the exposure of the lawmaker. And we also saw a communication from police AG, Greg Okume, who raises security concerns about the statement of Representative Yeke Kolba. So those two communications are before the House. And today, the House of Representatives called on the Committee on Rules and Order to investigate Representative Yeke Kolba and report to them. So we are going to see after their investigation if there will be due process. We're going to see that. Yeah. And right now, I call him, this guy from Bond County, he's the chair of that committee. And on most instances, he and Representative Yeke Kolba always go face to face. They clash intellectually, especially in the House, politically. So right now we're going to see what happened, how he's going to play this whole issue of the exposure of Representative Yeke Kolba. Mind you, in everything, people expect, or we expect due process. We expect due process. Yeah, we expect due process. So we are looking up to that to see what's happening, right? But however, folks, while that was happening, we saw a statement uh, from Nima County District Number 7 Representative Musa Bility. Okay, Emmanuel Gabla. He say, good evening, guys. I'm watching live from Kennedy RLJ Road. Thanks for following us, Emmanuel Gabla. Yeah, we saw a statement from the lawmaker, a very short statement. Let me read it out for you folks. Let me read it out for you. Representative Musa Bility. A very short statement he posted 7 hours ago. He said the plot to remove Honorable Yeke Kolba is clear and real. Sadly, we are entering a dangerous phase of our democratic governance. That is what Musa Hassan Bility, the political leader of the Citizens Movement for Change, who is the representative of District Number 7, Montserrat County. According to Musa Bility, it is a plot to remove Representative Yeke Kolba. He believes this thing is not just about the statement made. No, there have been a plot already for the District Number 10 lawmaker to be removed from his position. From his position. And I listen speaking to other media colleagues. He talked about even the executive is involved in the days. That's why he said. That's why he said. So imagine, and he believed that the country democracy is trampling on a dangerous path. That's why he believed. That's why he believed. Okay, Marcus Soke, he said, good evening. My name is Marcus Soke from Bambaston. Okay, thanks for following us from Bambaston along the Rabos International Airport. So he believes it is a dangerous path that the democracy of our country. And we've been listening to lots of people. Like the other day, my colleague and I, our legislative reporter for the matter, Achi Sebo Yene, we went in district Matinma, Sorado County, to hear from our people on the ground, his constituents, as it relates to his esposa rather, as it relates to his exposure. Now, according to some of the people from his district, again, we listen to all sides, people from all sides. There are some people who are for, some people against. Again, politically, these things will happen. But, folks, should Representative Yeke Kolba really be expelled? Should he really be expelled? Do you think the lawmaker should be expelled? If it should be expelled, for what reason? It's from the statement that is being made, because there are people who believe that this whole exposure thing, like Musa Berti, it's not about the statement. People are just gang up against Representative Yege Koliba, and they just want to get rid of him from the house. They want him to leave from the house because he's someone maybe who criticizes the executive. He's not a praise singer. That's what some people believe. So for that reason, he should be expelled from the house. And there are other people who are saying, no, this guy, this lawmaker, he does not act like a lawmaker. And someone else, there's another person, but Representative Yagoba being in the thing from the last 6 years. And we saw people who front at him today, they were seeking Hallelujah Hosanna. They were exalting him. They were praising him for that. But why are they frowning on him today? So the lawmaker from District Number 7, Monserrado County, believe it is a plot. So what for this one, I really want to hear from you, the public out there. What do you think? Do you believe that it is a plot to remove Representative Yagaka? This thing not just about this statement, but this have been in the Puebla. This has been in the Puebla. Do you think this is something that people have been planning to just remove Representative Yega Kolba? What do you think? Yeah, and those of you watching us online, you can just be putting your comment as well, so we'll know what are some of those things. And before opening the phone line, right? Yeah, also, you can tell us what are some of those things on your mind, so we'll know what you think as well. Do you think Representative Yeka Kolba should be expelled? There are other people who believe, listen, maybe we can you guys can just suspend him. He should be suspended. Or maybe he suspended and he apologized. What's the thought, folks? So for that issue of Representative Yeka Kolba, we're going to leave it out for you. You are the one going to really express your thought on that. tell us more. What do you think should happen in this case with Representative Yeke Kolwa? What do you think should happen? First, keep putting your transaction *79 and *9#. Put in your transaction to make your number visible. We are looking for about the last 9 more pressing. Let's get 9 more pressing. Put in your transaction quickly. Don't run to the system. We put out some winners. 9 more pressings. *79 and *9#. Let's get 9 more pressings. Put in your transaction quickly. They will run to the dashboard. And folks, this issue of the asset recovery. Yeah, that's our next talking point. That's our next talking point. The asset recovery announced the indictment of lots of people. Yeah, the asset recovery. They announced the indictment of lots of officials, former and current official of government. The asset recovery. So let me just lay my hands on that. Okay, that is it. The Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force, I announced the indictment of several former and current officials of government over the alleged misapplication of appropriately, the misapplication of approximately rather, US 1.82 million intended for vulnerable small businesses under a 2020 support program. Speaking at the press conference on Thursday, April 9, in Pinsville, the head of the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force, Councilor Edwin Clark-Martin, disclosed that the funds, which were meant to empower rural women and boost small enterprises, were instead diverted to personal use, depriving thousands of intended beneficiaries of critical financial assistance. He added that criminal Kusi issued its fourth indictment targeting 7 individuals, including former Commerce Minister Marvin Dix. Others named in the indictment include Judy Nouvel, Financial Controller at the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Joseph Howard, former Senior Policy Advisor, Kebe Monka, President of the National Rural Women Structure, Elizabeth Sambula, President of the Liberia Marketing Association, Josephine Greens, former Secretary General of the National Rural Women Structure, and Kemon Bobo, a cashier at the Ministry of Commerce. Clark-Martin stated that the defendants allegedly conspired to divert a significant portion of these funds for personal use, thereby depriving intended beneficiaries, including rural women, farmers, and small business owners of critical financial support. The Arab board at the same time clarified that the institution remains committed to conducting its investigation backed by accurate, tangible, and sufficient evidence in establishing a clear link between the accused and the crime under investigation. Yeah, so folks, you may be aware of this 2023 fund given by the government, right? Yeah, for small businesses. Yeah, for small businesses. And it went the way it went. We did not hear anything about it. There were some people received, and this allegation of corruption came out. But the asset recovery team, according to them, they have investigated. They did their investigation, and 7 persons were indicted, including the former commerce minister, They were indicted. And I think, folks, I'm one of those persons who believe that, in fact, the asset recovery should go beyond. If they should really, really do more than what they are doing. Not to tell you that, not to say they are not working, but no, to say that they have more work to do. I'm one of those persons who believe that. Because the truth of the matter is, it is an open secret that corruption is one of, if not the major, but one of the major things that is holding this country down. And we listen to some folks from Grand Bassa County when they raise this issue against the former finance minister, commerce minister, that she was building gigantic homes, buying properties. And they even call on the LSCC to investigate. So to see such a thing and she has been indicted, I think that it is applause. I think it is applause. But one thing, folks, I do not want us to be complacent with. It's just to see indictment, and after indictment, the whole case business done. That's the issue. There are lots of people since President Joseph Boakai took office have been indicted for corrupt act. But those cases, it's almost like nothing is happening. Just like nothing happening. For instance, the issue of Maryborough, the Finabono issue. What's happening with it? The only case that we are really seeing that the Ministry of Justice really putting pressure on is the Samia Tour issue. That's the only case. But most of those issues has to do with corrupt cases. They're just lying down. And guess what, folks? These people, if they carry on the act that they have been accused of, they need to face the weight of the law. And guess what? The more it delayed, and the more denial that will be going on, because those people will be hiding evidence more. They will be hiding evidence more. Listen, they will be fighting behind the scene the more. And that's one of the reasons why this issue of indictment, it does not really move me. Yes, I'm one of those presidents. I appreciate indictment, but listen, you just indict people and nothing much is being done about it. I believe it cannot solve the issue. It cannot. We want when people are indicted, let those people go to court. Let the court fast track those cases. Again, there are lots of issues as it relates to our justice system, our judiciary rather. Yeah. Our judiciary. There are lots of issues, especially as it relates to the fast tracking of cases. We know that. Is it possible, folks? We have more courts to investigate or to really look into those cases. Is it possible that we have court increase the number of courts to investigate or look into corrupt cases after indictment? Is it possible? I think it is possible. But to just have one or two, where they will just indict, and yes out, they are just indicting. We are not seeing nothing much being done. Those people being indicted, they go to fire their bond, you relax. In fact, you will not even be doing justice to those people, because there are some of them, they actually did not carry on the act and they need to exonerate themselves. But the cloud of corruption will be hanging over them. And we wouldn't be doing justice to them. So I think it is time right now we look into this whole issue of uh, creating more courts, criminal courts, to look into corruption related issues. Let's see. The other day I was on this radio on the same show and I said it. I want to see people going behind bars for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 7 year term into prison because of corruption. I want to see it. But with the level of slow pace, our cases or our justice system carry out their judgment. Maybe in the next 20, 30 years, we'll still be into looking into some of these cases. Yeah. And sometimes it will just be there. You go look, they will downplay the case. Some of those cases, it will just be there, they will downplay it. After 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, they downplay it. And this is not good for the fight against corruption. This is hindering the fight against corruption, our justice system, the judiciary. For me, I believe this is the time that we increase the number of criminal courts into the country. I believe that. We need to do that. There is a need. There is no time better than now. Because we need to fight this issue that is called corruption, this major problem to Liberia's progress. This major problem to Liberia's progress. We need to fight it. And we cannot fight it with the level of pace for which our courts are hindering cases. We cannot. We will just be doing some and hitting our own head. So I think this is a national call. This is a national call for us to look into increasing the number of criminal courts, to look into those cases that has to do with corruption-related issues. It is very important. It is very, very much important that we do that. Because if we just continue on this path, our children will come. Will still be fighting corruption and nothing much will be done. People will still be raking the country and they will still be passing around here free. Listen, I'm not accusing those people that were indicted today for to say, oh, they are actually carrying on the act. No. In fact, this call will even help some of those people who can be accused falsely to exonerate themselves. So the cloud of corruption will be removed from their head sooner. You can see someone be indicted and after 3, 4, 5 years, that case is still on the docket of the court. Amen. But yet, as a country, we say we're serious in the fight against corruption. No. So this message goes to the legislature. This message goes to the president. There is a need that we increase the number of courts, especially criminal courts, to look at corruption-related issues. There is a need. We have had lots of indictment, and those cases they are just on the docket. Some of them regnant doors have taken over them. And we've been listening to even the Chief Justice who talk about judges being overwhelmed with cases. So it is very, very much important. This is a national call. If we want to succeed in the fight against this nightmare called corruption, this is a national call. It is. It is. So, for those of you just joining us, this is the Talking Point. You are watching the Talking Point and listening to us via radio, Blaze Radio 90.7 FM. This is the Talking Point, and we love to say thanks for joining us. My name is Ambassador KONAH RUFUS. Uh, yeah, we are looking for keep putting your transaction *79 and *9#. Let's get 5 more people quickly putting their transaction. Don't run to the dashboard for job. 5 more people right now. *799 *9#. And we're gonna get 5 people coming in quickly with their transaction. They will run to the dashboard for job. And folks, right now, we have just been informed that we should give out 4,000 Liberian dollars to uh 7 persons, 4,000 Liberian. Now, this one is not the official draw. This one is just to tap a few people, right? So, and how are we going to get those 7 persons? Let's get the first 7 people. We'll put in four tickets. The first 7 people will put in four tickets. Radio Entertainment Liberia just told us the first 7 people, each one of you should work out with 4,000 Liberian dollars. So this first 7 person rather, the first 7 people will put in four ticket. You are going to walk away with the sum of 4,000 Liberian dollars. So I wish you guys success, right? Yes. While we're talking, just put in your transaction, your full ticket, and before we open the phone line, definitely we're going to just do your disbursement, give your cash before opening the phone line. The first 7 people. So if I were you right now, start to play to be part of the first 7 people to put in your full ticket. Okay, the first 7 people just put in your full ticket. Definitely, you're going to be part of it. First 7 people. So, folks, those of you just joining us, we'd love to say thanks for joining us on the Talking Point. And today, folks, the executive marshal announced that President Joseph Boakai had put a halt to this whole National Tourism Authority lesson issues. And they are just put it as well. LNTA suspend implementation of tourism, culture, and creative economy fees and charges in keeping with presidential mandate until further notice. That's what they just posted. That's the Liberia National Tourism Authority. They came out with a long list of issues of fees from the arts and culture sector, right? For people to pay. And after that, we saw the backlash from entertainers, content creators. Yeah, they raised those issues. They raised the issue. According to them, there are lots of things that needs to be done. For instance, folks, the last time we were here, we talked about that. There's our third talking point. Don't open the phone line, right? There's our third talking point. Don't open the phone line. First, keep putting your transactions *79 and *9#. So, like I said, as soon we can get 7 persons, the first 7 people will put in four tickets. Each one of you going to work out 4,000 Liberian dollars. All thanks to Radio Entertainment Liberia. Yeah, so full tickets. Yeah, they just want to top up people account at least with little small thing, right? But as soon as we get, like I say, as soon as we hit 5 more people, that means we'll run to the dashboard and to give out 50,000 to 3 persons. But this issue of the national tourism, they, for instance, talk about content creators should pay the amount of 25 United States dollars for their lesson. And there were lots of issues where people raised. People asked some significant questions. If someone is paying a fees for a particular thing, that means that person should have a benefit from that thing. Yeah. So, for instance, the issue of content creation. We have not had, or we do not have monetization. The other day, I think it was last month or month before last, we were talking about the issue of monetization. The LT announced that they have started engaging Meta and TikTok and those other platforms for monetization, so Liberia will be monetized. So that means Liberia is not monetized. So for us to see the National Tourism Authority, Liberia National Tourism Authority, coming out to talk about people should pay fees. If those people pay the fees, what are they benefiting for which they are paying the fees? That's a hard question. That's a good question. Very good question. The truth of the matter here is 99% of our content creators, unless those people who have people in other countries that have content monetization, and they call them, appeal to them, I beg you, I mean, let me make you administrator of my page, then you help me set it up and do the monetization. You set it up for monetization for me. Then any content I'm doing here, any money raising, then you get it, send it for me. And there are some people, even what they get can come correctly to them because they are not the one really over it. They do not have control over it because Liberia is not monetized. But the bulk of content creators in the country, they just have those followers and they are only doing it because they love it. They are not getting a dime from it. Rack, Librarian will say rack, they are not getting. But yet, we have the LNTA who are brave. They put a list, including those people they should pay. Amen. And we also saw people coming out with opinions who believe that, listen, this thing is good, but this is not the right time. And we saw most other county senators talking about these are the reasons why Liberia is going nowhere. Because when people come out with policy, we can say it's not correct. Those kind of statements not good for the country. That's why holding the country backward. Something that really. So you expect for people to be paying money for things they're not benefiting of. They have no benefit of. They're just doing it. Listen, popularity in Liberia, it doesn't give you anything. You are popular, just popular. There are people who have 100,000, 200,000 followers on social media. When you go to some of them, they don't even have food to eat. The 200,000 followers, they are not giving them food to eat. Mm-hmm. And we saw the issue like Kobo shops. Everybody should pay. And so today, President Braga announced that, listen, you put her to that thing, that whole thing, you put her to it. And I think that's a very good decision from the president. People should not be making policies to embarrass the government. You know, the reason why folks, I kept mute on it, I did not discuss this because I'm waiting for the coming days, right, to see what will be the action of the president. And I think the President Baka took the right decision. You cannot make policy to embarrass the government. Almost those kind of policy, almost like you're trying to turn the public against the government. You don't do that. You don't do that. We know that, oh yes, the government want to raise money. They want to raise revenue. These things, people pay money for it in other countries. They pay fees for it. That's good. But these are countries that already have policies, that have criteria that those people who are involved, who are into the market, they are benefiting significantly. Yeah. If we have monetization, before you even set up your account for monetization, you have a tax identification number. So that means you should be a taxpayer. Mhm. So the first thing that they like brought get monetization, it will increase revenue for the country. Because all of those people, all those content creators and people that will be involved into content creating, definitely they will need tax identification number. They will have to run to ARA to establish one to be taxpayer. And not just a tax identification number, you will have to be a regular taxpayer. Yeah. So definitely the government revenue will definitely increase. You will not even have to say it. But when I saw this statement, that particular statement, I knew exactly that it was a policy to just embarrass the government. And let me say main thanks to President Buhari. I think he acted in time. He acted in time. And first today we saw the Liberia uh, Telecommunication Authority talking about training to train content creators about monetization. I do not know on which basis they are calling for that. Again, maybe it is a criteria because money, according to them, they are into negotiation, right? They're into negotiation for uh monetization, so that probably monetized. So maybe it is a criteria that is you start training content creators and so forth about monetization. But again, they announced uh May, May 6 to 7. Meta monetization, TikTok monetization as well. So it is a good initiative. We are hoping that this thing will not just be done without the country actually having this issue with the monetization. We want it. Young people want it. And I told someone, if President Joseph Boakai just achieved this, it will play a major role. This monetization, when the government, the United Party government, when they just succeed into it will play a major role comes 2029 in the decision making. Because we have lots of young people, old folks, who are involved into this content creating. Older people, yeah. And when it starts and people start to see that lives are being changed, people are getting something good there in other country, right? And almost like a job for people. Don't be surprised when you see people resigning from their other jobs. Because you be working so well, maybe you're making 150 or you're making $100 on a very intense atmosphere. And someone is saying, listen, and you have your phone, you see someone else who just sit to their house, create content, although it's stressful, you have to be innovative and so forth. So the innovative, the creative content, and it making maybe something around 500, 600, if possible 1,000. And you said you know very well you are innovative. You think you will not want to leave that 150 job to focus on it as well? Don't be surprised. And I'll tell someone, I'm saying if the government just succeed in this, in the content monetization, or to monetize Liberia, it will play a major role comes 2029 in the decision making process. It will play a major role. So aside from the political side, it will really change the life of many young people. Yeah. It will change the life of many young people. So we hope the government can really look into that. And like we said, folks, President Joseph Boakai, we appreciate you a lot. There's a good stand, there's a good decision. Let people on hold. Listen, when monetization comes, when those other sectors, when things have been put under control, right? When things are being handled the way it should be, when those things have been handled, definitely when you go in for this fee, people will pay. Yeah. Let someone say, or ask you, say, okay, right now, uh, the government, they do not have control of Facebook. Definitely do not have control of Facebook. And they say people must pay the fees. So in case nobody pay that, people do not pay that fees. What will the government do? They'll go tell you, say, don't post on Facebook. They'll go run after you, say, don't post on Facebook. They can't do it. But listen, if there is a monetization policy, have that monetization policy. You know what happened right now? You just include the issue of lesson fees. So a procedure for you getting a tax identification, especially as a content creator, you have to be having a lesson. You think people now won't go for that lesson? You will go for it before you go for your tax identification number. Because you want it. Because you know you will benefit from it. Yeah. But you just come out, you just put up a policy. People must do, they pay, they won't pay, they won't. No, man, it was incorrect. And me say many thanks to the president. First, keep putting your transaction, *79 and *9#. Put in your transaction to make your number visible. Before I open the phone line, let me see how best we can give out cash. Okay, I'm seeing about okay, let me give out cash right now. Like I said, I'm giving 3 persons. Okay, I'm doing the job right now. Okay, good. 2182. Congratulations to you. You are just won yourself 50,000. You are the first official winner. You have 50,000 Liberian dollars. And the second person right is 7418, 7418. Let me say congratulations to you as well. You just won yourself 50,000. And remember that 3 persons here. So this other person here is 1841. 1841. Congratulations to you as well. 3 of you have just won yourself 50,000 Liberian dollars. So let me say big congratulations to you. We're going to call you at the end of the show, but we got to open the phone line right now. So, but first, keep putting your transaction. Come here shortly. We're going to give 7 persons 4,000 Liberian dollars as well. Put in your transaction to make your number visible in the system. *799 *9#. So let's see how best we can open the phone. You listen to the 3 talking point. The issue that has to do with representative Yeke called by exposure. Right now, it's going before the committee on rules or the administration. What's your thought? Representative Musa Bede said it is a plot. This thing is not so much about President Yeke Kolba's statement. They just plot. They just want to get rid of them because of his things. What is your thought as well on that? The issue that has to do with the court, right? People, we are just indicting people, but not getting much as it relates to the prosecution. What's your thought? In my mind, I believe we should definitely create more courts, especially as it relates to criminal courts, to really look at this issue of corruption related offenses so that we'll fast track our cases. People that will be found guilty, let them face the full weight. People that be just accused falsely, they be set free. Instead of people going 4, 5, 6, 10 years having corruption related issues hanging over them. And some of them did not even do it. And some of them actually did it, but they passed it around free. So I believe that we need to do that. And the last one has to do with the president's decision to put halt to this whole issue of the fees from the Liberia National Tourism Authority. So let's open the phone line 07779079070 0887 Call us this evening to have you say what you make of those topics. You can, you have at most 3 minutes. At most. You can pass 3 minutes, all right? Definitely I'll cut you off. So you have at most 3 minutes. So if you want to talk on all 3 of them, you have to just to do it in that 3 minutes. 07779079070. Let me take this first caller right here. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. You are live.
KONAH, thank you for the show this evening. My name is Dr. Lomene Saki Jr. Joined for district most of the country.
Yeah.
They call the greater. You know, they call government will read the project and now they try project, so they're looking for no work. So, but that one. You see, the foreign have on Yaga Cordova. Let me just speak on two issues quickly.
Yeah.
The problem Yaga Cordova, I think you should stay from the House of Parliament. I think you should sustain. You should sustain the say that you say you return.
He said resign.
Yeah, you should sustain the say that you say when locally you resign. For example, you should sustain for someone and say the 3 months. That 3 months will be ended almost like next year to 8. We'll all pay, no benefit, nothing. So when ending the whole again, the gain another more 38 more. You don't resign. Let me just say that to you. Let me just say to KONAH.
Okay.
KONAH, you get put me on your shoulder to cross me all the water that is a must thing. In the sense that you cannot be living on Liberia. All the money making your children enjoy in Ghana. It's too Liberia. So when Liberia is in problem, you should be there to speak the positive thing for that country. If you want to say anything, just remain silent. No one knows to be ready. No one knows it. All right.
Okay.
That's what how to do. That's what how to do with the court procedure in this country. No, the court, they are the one who delay all the cases because you will tell me say as an answer recovery team. Sorry, I go and collect my data and I give it and say, oh, this is the person who have been indicted. They have so crime. You as a court, you should have fast track court that the way to do perfect key. Perfect key who are very fast. So most of the cases it will be doing this with the partner. Most people are set free or some people are going in jail. KONAH, there are people who eat saltfish. They're not wrong, but they get there.
Yeah.
They just because you are no fast track court. So if the court, a real chamber of more case, we should have fast track court. There are people who go to law school. They know the law. There are people even trying for the country. They go to school and learn the law and to the fingertip. So you should have the court, a fast track court. That's when that most of the kids will go away. If you're not having the way, if you're not having the way, some people will die and then they go with the crown on their hair, the money, everything. They are probably will be enjoying it. I want to have it because if preachers so die or not, preachers are walking could be as I was saying, preachers they're going to die in jail or put you on that grave. But yeah, man, die go do it.
Okay.
Okay,
thank you. Thanks for having us. Let me take the next caller. Good evening, you are live.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Dimusa.
Thank you for your show, my man. Not to get this time, not very hard, my man. Yeah, the radio station right on top of my house. They will put a radio station, put it on, can radio station, I can pick up that, everything. So now I can put it up for comment to go on inside. Only comment go on inside, then I can get you from on inside.
Well, you say where are you?
Johnny Valley.
So
there's a radio station right on top of my house.
Oh, okay.
They call it Citizen radio station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the other one interfering.
So now I put a radio station on, that the four radio station I can come on. So I say I pray for the radio station, go on inside, I'm not going to get play FM.
Wow.
I'm telling you, my man. So that why I this time I'm ready to get you, I can be hard.
Oh, okay.
So now I only ERP I can be music, I can get you.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for your show. You know, once I believe they said why he said it is true. You know, people that live for Yaga Colabar today, I think people want to face Yaga Colabar. KONAH always say that people live on District 2, people live on District 3, people live on District 5, District 17, to go in District 10 to go for Yaga Colabar. They felt that we are to win the election, that Yaga Colabar continue insulting we are. So yesterday was Hosanna. Today they don't want to hear about Hosanna. Today now they want to say Hosanna Makanda. Why they want to put Yaga Colabar now? Why they want to suspend him? Police director came in a horse. So all the family, all the killing he's doing in this country, so they can tell him say he must resign too. He want to keep money, kill people. People want to put there. He tell gas among the people. They must put him down today. They must tell him to resign for police director. No, he stayed there. They want to doing wickedness. So Yaga Colabar, when they say they want to happy, you can remember 2016, I think Yaga Colabar say we are 3 months. You will now hear about we are again. Why the KONAH came together, they say Yaga Colabar must resign. I think the poor went to Yaka Kolba house. You see United Party. They say the poor one key Yaka Kolba. Then they have been Yaka Kolba, they will hold we are government. But today now, they tell against or Yaka Kolba because Yaka Kolba not having nothing. Yaka Kolba exposing the truth. Now what they tell against it, I want the one sacking, the one thing from the parliament. My man, I want people to the government. Every day the Yaka Kolba alone.
Okay.
6 years, 6 years will finish. We get referendum in 3 more years. In that 3 years, people want this return people want Yaka Kolba, they will vote for him. They don't want him, they will put him on new person candidate. Whatever the government get the man alone, that is 6 years finish.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So I want to talk about what happened in Jaga government, what not happened.
Okay.
Only
Chief.
Yaka Kolba appealing to the government, that is being alone. The 3 years are there. Then indeed until the 3 years. After the 3 years, they still want to vote for him, they will still vote for him, they won't vote for him, they will push it up.
Thank you.
Thank you for your show tonight. To get in and out, if ever have for me now.
Wow.
So I just gotta be using earpiece.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good night, bro.
Okay, thanks for having us. 07779079070 0887 Call us this evening to have your say on the talking point. Tonight we're talking on a series of issues, right? Yeah, we're talking about this Colobar expulsion issue. We're talking about the court system in our country, where we have seen lots of indictments from the court, but those cases are going nowhere. And I believe that we need to increase the number of criminal courts for us to focus on the fight against corruption. We need to do that. But call us 07779079070 Call us this evening to have your say on the talking point tonight on Blaze Radio 98.7 FM. And folks, today we also saw the resignation of the Secretary General of the Citizen Movement for Change, Wilfred Bangura. Yeah, he resigned today. So, 3%. While you're putting across, let me see if we can lay our hands quickly. Let me lay my hands quickly on that communication. Yeah, and read it out as well. So Musa Belete, there are lots of resignation coming from his party. In less than his party was established less than a year, or almost a year now. And this kind of all of these things, about people resigning. It's getting alarming. But let me lay my hands on it quickly. Let me lay my hands on that quickly. Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to do. Yeah, to lay my hands. Okay, this is a Wilfred Bangura. This is his resignation from the party. He resigned from the party and also resigned as chief of office staff in the office of Musa Hassan Belete. So from Duaso, Texas, Turning Point, Lower Magabe County, the Republic of Liberia. To this, yesterday, April 8th. Mr. James M.V. Yuki, National Chairman, Citizen Movement for Change. Dear Chairman Yuki, that's Yuki, I write you to tender my letter of resignation. But let me take this caller quickly while, let me take this caller. Go ahead. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Go evening.
Hello.
Hello, you are live.
Yeah, Mama Johnson calling from Kawa.
Calling from Car Wash.
Yeah, Kawa.
Oh, Kawa. Okay, go ahead from Kawa. So I just Car Wash. Go ahead.
Yeah, my brother, you see, let me put you I get called by alone. Let's stop disturbing the man. And see that brought the government to power. And one thing about Yaga continue to remain consistent. And the government are coming to power. If you're not doing the right thing, Yaga will point you out. And I tell you what, brother, there are some deep secrets that people don't want for Yaga to expose. They don't want to flush it out.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
So you really think this issue is not about the whole statement?
Exactly. But let me tell you something. The government, there are some things they want to do in the house. There be between so then when Yaga Kolba is there, the like grandpa, yeah. So that's secret. There be between so then. No, we coming so far. La grandpa coming so far. If we lose Yaga Kolba, because Yaga Kolba is the only watchdog in the house now. If Yaga Kolba is removed, La grandpa finish. There's some money that will be passing around in the house. We're not even know about it. That's a wickedness that will be going on in the house. We're not even know about it because the legislature, the executive control the legislature now. So Yaga Kolba is the only voice that is speaking out. So they want to silence him right now. They feel what I think. Yaga Kolba they will flush it out.
Wow.
He will go out. Yeah, he will go out in Canada, they will flush it out. Because the president finished passing money around.
My man, that allegation gives the president there.
No, my brother. Joseph Boga won't for Yaga Kolba to step out. I tell you, Joseph Boga ain't on anything.
All right.
On a serious note, brother.
Okay. Thank you.
That's my point.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having us. Let me take the next caller. Good evening. You are live.
Yeah, thank you very much. So this is James Tumurai from LBF community.
Yeah, go ahead, James.
Yeah. So my attention is mainly on the issue concerning the expulsion of Honorable Kolba.
Yeah.
And in my own opinion, for me, I always say I was born alone. I'm not even a twin. So I'm not afraid to be lonely in my opinion. Yeah, so when it comes to what Honorable Kolba allegedly said that land that is under dispute is belonging to Guinea should be given to them. He has said that, and if that is a crime committed against the state, I think that crime should be tried at law rather than legislative action. The article that the people are hiding behind, that Article 38 of the Constitution, which say each house should adopt its own rules of procedure to what? So that the entire majority of the entire membership can expel somebody. Had they ever had any rules of such? Not because of Honorable Kolba now they are going to follow the rules to expel somebody? Tell me, those people have nothing in order, in place for impeachment, that's an expulsion of members. But they want to create it right now because Honorable Kolba is on the spotlight so that they can use it against him. And the same constitution called it ex post facto law that you cannot punish somebody by a punishment or by a law that was not in place when the person has committed something. And that's what they're trying to do to him. So the same constitution of Liberia provides that an accused person remains innocent until they are proven otherwise guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. So what Honorable Kolba said, if it is wrong, who determines whether it is wrong or he is guilty of certain crime? It is a court of competent jurisdiction. Foreign such court have a jurisdiction over such matter, make Honorable Kolba subject under the jurisdiction of such court, then he be tried at law. If he's guilty, you want to kill him, that one for me, I know that is law. But you cannot take different group of people who have no authority. My saying here is that this thing is beyond the jurisdiction of the legislature. And now it will take it to the Supreme Court to call it another viral as it did when we were moving on Kofa at the time.
But James, to me right.
Yes.
The House has a rule that says the body can take a decision to expel one of their members.
Yeah, I agree. But now you know what I'm saying
if they carry on the wrong act, especially an act that they consider wrong, that is bringing especially the House to public disrepute. So if based on the statement, if the House decide to say, okay, they are taking a decision to expel Representative Yaga Kolba, then how is it that it is not their prerogative?
Well, what validate their action? What makes them know? How will we know that Honorable Kolba is wrong? They wouldn't body that is responsible to tell us in line with due process that he's wrong is the court. Fine. Now, if the man is taken to court and he's found guilty, he'll be sentenced. If you can expel him now, you can do that because you're already guilty of what you are talking about. But as of now, Kuruba is innocent. He'll be proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. So you expel him now, you're doing things against the will, against the state.
Okay.
That is seriously. We saw here things that happen that's on legislature days in the same legislature that could warrant their expulsion or suspension. You saw them moving up to now. Nobody has ever asked them because they are touched not. They say because today is Honorable Kuruba, he disagrees with every wrong thing, and you expect him to agree because he's Kuruba. He will just agree with you because he supported you in government. No, I think these things are wrong. I always make reference to two persons in the legislature. One is in leadership. The current speaker, who is going to preside over the expulsion of Honorable Kuruba. We saw him hijack power in this country, held the whole country down, and for some months he allotted huge sum of money to himself, riding cars that belong to speaker, and he said he was speaker. Later he said, no, I'm not speaker again, I want to contest the election, speaker election. He contested before he ever want to be speaker now. All the benefit that he got that time, has he ever paid back? Has anybody question him? Has anybody suspended him or expelled him for hijack?
Okay. 037977907 087 Call us this evening to have your say on the talking point on Blaze Radio 98.7 FM. Yeah. So this whole issue again. Let's see. Representative Jäger Kolba, he loves going to court. So let's see if one of those things that we are seeing from Representative Jäger Kolba is say the horse can do anything to him. He sounds confident. He looks confident. Yeah. So maybe he have consulted his lawyers, his legal team, and they believe that, listen, don't worry on that thing. So maybe he's waiting to see action, then he will run to the court. Yeah. We saw the past administration, Representative Yakoba ran to the court on many occasions. He won the case against the House. He won those cases on many occasions. So I guess he have a very strong legal team. So we're gonna see what's happening. But folks, put in your calls 077907907 Call us this evening to have your say on the talking point. The Liberian National Police have raised concerns over the growing incidents of reckless driving by motorcycle riders employed by restaurant and fast food delivery services in Monrovia and its surrounding. According to the LNP, these riders are increasingly violating traffic regulations, thereby endangering the lives of other road users. The police described the trend as a serious public safety issue that requires immediate attention. In response, the LNP has issued a stern warning to both operators and business owners involved in delivery services, urging them to halt all unsafe riding practices and show strict adherence to established traffic rules. The police further cautioned that it will take decisive action against violators, including revocation of operational permit for businesses whose routes are found breaching traffic laws, particularly along restricted routes within the city. Okay, authorities are calling on all affected parties to treat the warning with urgency and comply fully with regulations to help maintain road safety. I just thought to read that to also tell you what the police is saying as well as it relates to that. But let me take this call right now. Good evening, you are live.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm okay, Chief. What's your name?
Okay, I'm James O.S. calling from Area.
Yeah, go ahead, James.
I just want to give my small short comment.
Yeah.
Concerning the issue of Yeke. So I want the government to know that exploring Yeke, financially will embarrass us. But when you expel it, man, you gotta give your 20,000, 10,000, 30,000 to your colleague to expel it, man. Guys, what they want money, fine. They're coming from government budget. You got to use additional 5 million for by election. They coming from government budget. Maybe you can my likely rerun, but you can't buy any anymore. You can't buy any more. That's all you want. So when you can run again, you can my likely in that district.
Okay.
So I want them to look at okay, my brother. Do this. Do the podcast here. We're not winning election. We'll be losing. And that one said, your Trump president convo. The current speaker went to work. He entered in your car and sent people there to report your car. To enter in your car. What did he experience on that? There are so many bad things that the guy ever did. More than that. So my brother, the issue about this is they get people, the government need delivering my brother. The government need prayer. Because you get plenty of people in the government.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Thanks for having us here. Let me take another caller right now. Good evening, you are live.
Well, thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
So, good evening to the Liberian people, and good evening to the station, one of the best stations in Liberia. I'm Lieutenant Thomas Sankara, joining the conversation on Lower Margibi.
Yeah.
So, basically, the AK would not be expelled, and this is just a cover up.
Cover for what?
The brothers, I mean, the low money lawmaker took over 200,000 just to go see Foya. At the end of the day, they were only standing on the middle of the road singing. The more we are together, we're going to enjoy the Liberian people money. So they want to divert people's attention for the money they spend really in recent times just to visit border. So what they want to do, they keep the Liberian people busy. While they'll be discussing about Yeke Kolba expulsions, we sign a bill to print new money, 50 billion. So quite recently, just 3 years ago, President, we have printed 48 billion. So you want to tell me within 3 years, the country has consumed 48 billion. So we need additional 50 billion to run the country. So all of money, President, we have printed, everything disappeared. But we know that they are using the Liberian dollars to get more US. Because most of these men in Baka Border, they are imported goods, government workers, they import it into the country and they have their family member abroad. They have to pay mortgage, they have to pay their children's school fee abroad. So they will get the Liberian dollar and change the US dollar. So that's the reason why Liberian dollar is getting shorted on the market. But the government knows that they cannot solve this problem and now they cannot fire and hire new people. So what we do, say we consuming too many Liberian dollar or US dollar, they'll go and print new money and enrich ourselves more. So they will keep that Yeke Kolba issue to be the major issue. And Yeke Kolba issue is not the major issue. The major issue here is what President Bouaka and President Mamadou Doumbouya discussed that after when he left Guinea before the Guinean crossed to really take the land. So let the president come on and tell the Liberian people what he and Guinea president discussed.
Okay.
You cannot be running with one Yeke statement. You cannot be more than 10 different statements on that one issue. So which one they will hold him back? So the last issue that he said, there are a lot of indictment with our prosecution. And today we saw LSCG coming on another listing, but they removed Wilfred Bangura, who was the Secretary General of CMC, just joined the United Party. So when you join the United Party, you are not corrupt. But you are not part of the
when you say the remove, what do you mean?
At the first listing that came up, it was 8 presidents. Later on, they amended the listing. They reduced the number to 7 because Wilfred Bangura is now with the vice president because he is from Nima and he had declared his support to the United Party. And he can be part of the United Party like Thomas Farasé. Those are criticizing him yesterday that he was far. They are the ones glorifying today. So when you join the United Party, you are not corrupt. But when you are part of the opposition, it means you are corrupt. Imagine since 2024, they have never prosecuted a single individual. Quite recently, LCC just free a lot of people say you guys are not corrupt. But as a recovery team, they will be coming on loan listing after every 6 months because they know the supplementary budget the government talk about. In the next 10 days, they want to get their share in the supplementary budget. So to get their share in the supplementary budget, they want to come up with a lot of indictment So that Liberian people say, yeah, they're working, you get their money. At the end of the day, they just go bowling key, they share the money, they enjoy themselves. And this is how Liberia is running. So what we can pray for is good president 2029, a president that will come and don't say, oh, we are all one people, the one president, we are two. Or we say, persecute people, we say, oh, we are all one family. So we need to say family because these guys, they are looting the state. And the new model of transferring our money now is not through bank. They are going to local money bureau, sending their money through bureau. They are not going to bank any longer. That's the reason why bank are not having money to even pay people their money.
Okay, I gotta let you go. Good evening.
Yeah, KONAH, how you doing?
I'm okay, Chief.
Yeah, this is Jomota calling from Timber Village.
Yeah, go ahead, Jomota.
Yeah, thank you very much. You see, KONAH, we will continue talking until Jesus can come. Even when Jesus come in Liberia, now when they put Jesus in Liberia, Jesus will get very will go back in America or in Europe. Because the mentality that we in Liberia people get is very low. We get low mentality. And the people who increasing our low mentality are our leader then. The people then didn't get sense. Sorry to say that. Because as a leader, you must be somebody that can think fast and analyze it quick. But don't be leader that can listen, then that means you stupid leader. That's what happening now. That you can call about business, the people that can be focused on to do what it is. And you can call about the problem. You can call about not the problem. Yesterday, when they were raising their own Senate, they forget to know that while the reason they were raising the Senate, they sort of feed our Senate. Then they need the Senate hungry, then they want to go play with the Senate. Your own Senate will kill you. That's what happened to United Party. It's very bad. They drink Yaka Kwaliba up. When Yaka Kwaliba was doing it yesterday, it was good. Today, because that Boaka, then they say a bad. Even the way you were talking about concern about the corruption issue, when President Boaka stood up in local country and tell officials then to see the Nigerian people money, when they see the Nigerian people money, they must able to give small thing to the Nigerian people. That was good statement he made. Why they impeach Boaka over there? Oh, because it's in their favor. That's what they're doing it for. It's because they want that Jaka Kwaliba say not in their favor. That's what they say they want to expect Jaka Kwaliba for. So the thing that Jaka Kwaliba says today, Jaka Kwaliba wrong, is why Jaka Kwaliba say was wrong. Then why the Guineans doing in Liberia? That's my question to them. Why the Guineans stay doing in Liberia? Say why Jaka Kwaliba? Why they stay doing in Liberia? To the border. Then people then the lack of knowledge.
Okay.
The real lack of knowledge. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let me take another caller. Good evening. You're live.
Yeah. Ambassador, how you doing?
I'm okay. Pascal Davis.
Thank you. Thank you kindly. Well, you know, I think that we can say the actions of the government is tantamount to destruction. Most times you don't want us to say the reason why there was bitterness in Nigeria, history reminded us because of injustice, because of the disrespect of the law. Look, the president called the legislature, according to the communication, because they are national issues. Except on the printing of bed notes, what are the other issues that the president talked about? No.
The supplementary budget.
Well, yes, I mean, it's a part of the monetary aspect of the report. Then ask ourselves, President, we have took almost 1 month to discuss with the legislature, even when they wanted to free. President Walker is calling the legislature in 10 days, 10 working days, to discuss over 55 billion. And somebody wants us to believe that it is just because of those things that you want to record the legislature. This is a tool. The man who is behind the distribution of funds, I'm being told, is Michael Thomas, district number 4. Well, they can come after us. It is their right. I mean, for him, I mean, we've heard allegedly there are some story within in those kinds of buying different actions. I mean, yes, we've heard a lot of things about it. But KONAH, I don't want to remove or expel or suspend a lawmaker for making a statement. So if I start here today, assuming I'm not a lawmaker as I am not, and say the government is not performing and everybody corrupt, it means the police people will come tomorrow and take it. Even if you're a journalist and say the government is not proceeding right, they could just come tomorrow to place and be arrested. Is this what they're telling us? How come we want to expel Yeke? Because he said if the people are getting the land, it's for them. If you come and get it. Since the president wants to get it back, have they told us the outcome of the meeting? Have they told all of us here? We've heard that people were doing illegal money. We've heard that people are doing illicit money. The Guineans have to come and settle on our territory. If that place is not for the Guineans, how can they still settle in their money in Bangladesh? We need to ask. How can they dare and the government is not sending any of us here while the Guineans are on their own? If the land is for us as a country and you want to expel Yeke, somebody said something, one of the colors, and that old man, you know, he always critical. He said, you rather think it is because we want to bring new bundle supplemental people that was the president great for the legislature. We were right here. When money was dished out, we saw lawmakers on camera admitting or received over $25 to remove copper at the time. They were camped at one hotel for more than 3 months. We are sitting, Librarians are watching, and with nothing that's been done. Look, I mean, KONAH, you really want to hear this, but this is the real fact. I've always told my students the reason why we fought war, not because we didn't have resources, we had them and we still gathered in the bundle, but the reason why there was paperless in the country, because there were injustice, the resources were not distributed accurately. And we all know that. So that's the reality. That's how the government knows. You can't remove the I mean, to be honest, the government is taking us back to the dike.
Thank you.
We will not sit here and allow it to work.
Thank you,
Take
Chief.
care from me.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Good evening, you are live.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah, Play Radio. This is Baka Sadi calling from Japan Freeway.
Yeah, go ahead from Japan Freeway, Pokai.
Yeah, let's say, in my mind, when you're not brave enough, I don't think you more train animal, or you more train snake, or you more join wish. Because when you join a wish, when you join the other people, they could eat your own child or children. One day when they be expecting, they will come to one of your own children or one of your child to eat it. Okay, so now we know we agree now, then problem come. Meaning, let them go honorable today, so, you know, unity party, but then a lot of opposition. All the men performing, yeah, on the past government says, yeah, they were embraced by then, they celebrate everything. So how can not today? Secondly, if all when the representatives say la piece of play is for the Guinea, okay, all in my mind, all they must do, they proving wrong. Okay, but then when somebody say our father can say when nobody cheat the election, it will be the end of Republic of Liberia. There will be no more Liberia. Okay, so let's two statements. Can we compare it to Ghana people? Or that piece of play for the Guinean? Or Anambayachi, it will be the last of this country. Alatan, last statement on me. The whole thing remain quiet. There nothing happen. Or there no statement like that. Last two statements, which are very terrible. Yeah, it will be the end of this country. Or la piece of play for the Guinean. So what all they can do, let them prove a lawmaker wrong, okay? When they can punish him what's else. But they want to say bad president. When they suspend him, then from senator, representative, president, the police director, whoever, any of them may end up this be, they will be expected the same way, or who the citizen will have the right, to get us out and to get them from all their office. I'll stop there, bro. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for having us here. Let me take another call over here. Good evening, you are live.
Good evening, my dear brother and friend.
Yeah?
It's so sad to understand that people who call themselves educated people in this country
But what's your name?
will think out of the box.
What's your name,
My name is Rebecca Koti.
Okay. Calling off
It's
from
a sad thing. This is an international issue we are discussing here. If a child leave their house and tell people outside that my father is a Hame or Goyo, and that image go out there, how you the father will feel when your child is saying that? This is an international issue we're discussing about Liberia and Guinea. Then people are here discussing that Yaka Koluba said, Unity Party here, it's not a conversation, right? Let us discuss the issue. And one thing I have come to a point to understand politicians in Liberia, when somebody is in the wrong, they won't say it. They will hide behind the curtain of it. Why will Yeke be inside man? That's not ordinary person, a lawmaker of a country. He will come out to make that kind of reckless statement. And Guinea is personally holding that statement against Liberia. Why are we not discussing the issue? He even went further to make a pronouncement that the yellow mark, which yellow mark do he know about? You see, I feel so discouraged about our Liberians. How are we behaving? We are not discussing Yaka Unity Party. I never pay attention to Yaka Koluba in the things he say around here. Yaka Koluba has said a lot. And let us establish a bare match that Yaka Koluba also benefited from Yaka Koluba. It was because of Yaka Koluba, Unity Party did not put on Kennedy in District 10. So what are we talking here? We are not discussing somebody saying mad things around in Liberia yet. We are discussing international issue. This is a man that was not in the country. He came back to the country. He was not forced to address a journalist that day. But he just came out and said, is that because it's not the accounting? That's why they are saying this? And he didn't stop there. Lawmakers coming on saying the people in fact, the people will leave entering until they reach that property, that investment into it, they can take it. Is that how some parties speak? No. So let us, this is Liberia we are discussing here. Do not feel that because it's not your county, so you should stand behind the curtain. The United Party, United Party are one of the mature government that I've ever seen. Because they are not paying attention to Yaka Koluba. They are only paying attention to it because this is an international issue and Guinea is holding a strongly against Liberia. So let us face the issue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for having us here. And folks, that does it. We are out of time, but we can't take it. We can't take any more call. So she take us home on tonight's edition of the Talking Point. Again, I sincerely apologize. We can't take any more call. We are out of time, right? We are out of time. Yeah, join us tomorrow for the weekend edition of the Talking Point. Like I announced earlier last night, we are hoping that tomorrow the Talking Point will come from outside of the studio. Yeah, but all is not set yet. If it does not happen, then either we have it in here tomorrow as well. But we're going to be on the Talking Point tomorrow. That's me sure. We're going to be on the Talking Point. Either in here or somewhere else outside of the studio, but will be live on your radio, okay? So, folks, love yourself. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful time from Peaceville. My name is KONAH RUFUS. Again, the issue with Representative Yeke Koluba. We are following. We're going to see what the lawmakers are going to do. We're going to see what they are going to do, but it is their prerogative to decide whether they will expel him or not. Again, like what someone talked about, there is no ruling from the court. So who have found Yakoba guilty? I think it's a very significant point. Everyone remains innocent until found guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. So if there is, when it is proven that indeed Yakoba violated or is wrong, he violated any law, definitely if it is a treasonable statement, if it is proven, then there be it. But again, if Yakoba feel that they have not proven it and they take any action against him, let's see if he will run to the court. Let's see if he will run to the court. But we are watching. We're gonna see what happened. We're gonna see what really happened at the end of this entire Yakoba thing. Again, the issue with the indictment of public officials, we are hoping that the legislature, along with the executive, they both can collaborate, and let's increase the number of criminal courts rather in our country that will really focus on the prosecution of corruption-related offenses. Let be prosecuted. People that will be found guilty, let them go to jail. People that will be set free, they be set free. That corruption scandal leave and over them. I think that would be awesome. Again, many thanks to President Joseph Boakai for the decision to put a halt to the whole LTA licensing fees thing. I think that's a good decision. We'd love to say, folks, have yourself a wonderful time from Pingsville. My name is Ambassador KONAH Rufus. Do join us tomorrow for another edition of the Talkie.
From Monday to Friday, 9 to 11. Blaze Radio, they bring talk with the heaven. Ambassador KONAH Rufus on the mic. For talking points, we go shine the light. Talking point for Blaze we day. 92.7 online every day. Politics.